All right, this is it, people. Let's move. Let's go, 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 go.
I would just like to preface this by saying that no hate to CHLOE Ting, no hate to anyone who has done any of her workout challenge. Love and respect all of you. Besides, like, no one's gonna see this anyway, so like, doesn't really matter, you know? Today, we're gonna be talking about the issue with CHLOE Ting's abs and 2 week challenge.
Some of y'all about to be real mad at me, but it must be said.
If I see one more goddamn CHLOE Ting ab workout challenge, I'm gonna shoot someone and it might be me. So I guess not a lot of people know the issue with it or why it's problematic and why it can be very harmful to a lot of people, including her main audience, teenage girls. I made a very long note page in my phone at like 1 a.m.
Interesting.
When you see the challenges, all the thumbnails are always a before and after. You can literally do 2 different poses in the same time frame of a fatter, less abby you and then a really defined abs when you just suck in. I'll literally show you guys 2 that are taken 5 minutes apart. I'm not saying this is everyone, but there are definitely, not even if it's on purpose, but if you are doing that 2 week challenge and you're making a YouTube video about it, inherently, subconsciously, you're gonna push your stomach out more for the before, so you'll see a bigger change in the after. And in the after, you're gonna like lock in your abs a little bit more. You would still see a difference between those 2 photos, even if you just did the same thing you always do. I'm not saying it's their fault because it's not, it's just kind of how your brain works. Your brain wants you to succeed, I guess. And then all the thumbnails of the results is so damaging. You think that if you didn't get that result, you are not as good and you failed it and you suck and all these horrible things. Like, it's so damaging and fucked. Personally, I've never seen one of those videos and felt motivated, just shitty that I haven't been working out or I don't have this certain body. Whenever you see the same 2 week ab challenge, it's honestly another reminder that, oh, you forgot, you're supposed to have abs. You're supposed to have this. You're supposed to have hourglass figure, which girls know this from their own brains and just society in general, that we do not need another source of this nag in the back of our head. Remind us that we have to look a certain way to have value. I'm just sick of it. So frustrating. Can I just say real quick, I don't care if that's not her intention, that's not her message that you'll get abs in 2 weeks. If that's your thumbnail, own up to that. You put it in the thumbnail, so it's your message. The percentage of body fat that a girl, female, woman needs, I just use 3 synonyms, to have abs is so low that it is not considered healthy. Everyone has ab muscles. If you have a lot less body fat, you'll see the ab muscles. Not saying that people who have abs are unhealthy. Some people's bodies naturally just have a lower body fat percentage. But because of this very low body fat percentage you need to obtain abs and how hard it is and how much caloric deficit you need to get that, for most females, it is so unattainable that putting that message that you can do it in 2 weeks is so damaging, because most of the time you see abs in 2 weeks and it's by women who are already thin, women who are already in shape, have smaller waists, and have a body that they could actually see a result that would form somewhat of abs in 2 weeks. Obviously, no hate to them, it's not their fault. Most of them are younger. So putting that implication of getting abs in 2 weeks is so dangerous for most females because you're setting them up to fail. It's not gonna work because of the way that your body works. The female body needs extra body fat to prepare to have a baby in the future, for your periods and your hormones to regulate normally. If you have too low of a body fat percentage, you can lose your period and lose a lot of other things that are detrimental to your health and could impact you in the future. And so seeing this over and over just emphasizes society's idea to fit into this mold, to look this certain way, which is unattainable for most people. This is actually seen again with her hourglass body challenge, another society standard that just needs to be egged into females' minds again, I guess. So many people have made videos about how that doesn't work and how it makes you lose your butt muscles and all this shit. Like, of course it's gonna. It's an hourglass body workout. You can't make your hips bigger. You can't remove a motherfucking rib. You can't make your waist super small. If your body type isn't naturally an hourglass, it's not gonna become an hourglass by working out. That's fine, that's great. We keep pushing this onto young girls. That's what causes eating disorders. That's what causes body issues. These are the same people who talk about how body positivity, it's like that Pinterest quote, we blame society, but we are society.
Period. 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 Period.
Okay, so you're not gonna get this certain body by doing this challenge. By pushing that on you and setting an unattainable standard, it fucks with your brain. So the concept of the challenge is what just like irritates me a lot. She promotes you to do it. Oh, if you have a YouTube channel, try this 2-week challenge, try this.
I'm doing great. I'm looking great. I'm feeling great, you know. I'm over here very booked and busy while you bitches over here are still looking raggedy and not doing shit. Wow.
That influencer does it. That influencer's audience sees it, so it expands her range to a wider audience. And then not only does the person who's made the video profit her so much, because you do the 2-week challenge, that's 14 times you watched a 10-minute video, 140 watch minutes. Say someone with 1 million subscribers does that. 1,000 of their followers do it. That's 140,000 more watch hours that she has by just one person creating the challenge video. Whenever people join on these challenges and they do it, they're just profiting her so much and they're giving her ad revenue. Her watch time is probably like so fucking high. She probably is making a lot of money from ads. She's profiting off of people's insecurity, their waist or their butt. And so they watch that video, fix that insecurity, but it's not gonna fix that insecurity, so then it just makes it worse, but you watch it more. It's a vicious cycle, and she's just profiting off of young girls' insecurities. And I'm not saying she's the only one that's doing this, but she's just the most prevalent and relevant person. All the challenges are something that we've never really seen before, so it's a lot more nuanced of a concept than just the average fitness YouTuber being like, burn belly fat with this ab workout. She talks about bloating a lot, which isn't inherently bad, but I know that she's had some specific bloating issues. For 99% of people who aren't experiencing pain when bloating, it is so normal. It is what happens after you eat. It's your body's way of digesting and absorbing food. Drink water, you bloat. Eat food, you bloat. So when she promotes foods to eat to de-bloat, it emphasizes the stigma that you need to have a flat stomach and you have to have that flat tummy because that's what looks best. Even though when you bloat, that's literally your body's functioning so you can live. You don't want to prevent bloating. You want your body to bloat. It's how your body absorbs energy. It's great. She promotes low sodium to de-bloat, which is dangerous because sodium is a very essential part to your diet. When you are increasing your water levels, you need to increase your sodium. So when your sodium is low and you're drinking a lot of water, your body's flushing that out really fast. And it causes dizziness, fatigue, and all these sorts of issues. I've actually experienced having to go to a cardiologist because I'm so dizzy, and I actually wasn't getting enough sodium. Promoting such low sodium can have harmful effects on people's health actually. So she also makes a lot of videos about weight loss. So losing weight isn't inherently bad. If you're losing weight and it's healthy, great, good for you, more power to you. I'm not one of those fucking health at every size people. I made a video on that if you want to go check it out. But yeah, so she'll have a photo of herself with a very, very slim physique and her very defined abs. She'll have the video be called "What I'm Eating to Lose Weight." It'll make the audience feel she thinks that she needs to lose weight at that body. It's very damaging because most girls don't. When you see this, it makes you question your own body. I don't look like that and she's losing weight. Like, do I need to lose weight? Is that what that means? At such a low body fat for her, she shouldn't be losing weight. So if one of your friends talks about, for example, how much they hate stretch marks and like, oh, I hate my stretch marks, they're so ugly, I wish they would go away. This person's like pretty thin, they don't have many stretch marks. And then you look at someone who's like average, they have more stretch marks because like rowing, you just get stretch marks. They're like, oh, I have a lot of stretch marks. I never thought they were bad. Like, does that mean that you think they make me look ugly? You know, like you question your own body when you see other people talking about themselves. It's not like me trying to like dive too deep into it. That's just how a teenage brain works. We overthink, we overanalyze, we question ourselves. We're growing. Our frontal lobes aren't fully developed yet, so. And in these thumbnails and titles, she'll be like, low carb for weight loss. If you guys didn't know, your body needs carbs. It can make young girls demonize carb, even though the reason people often experience weight loss, you're essentially dehydrating your body. There's a science to it and you can research it if you'd like, but that's essentially what happens. So you're not really losing weight, it's just water weight. And carbs are literally energy and it's your body's preferred form of energy. So please don't do low carb. Your body loves carbs and they need carbs. So she also has a video titled "What I Eat to Stop Sugar Cravings." And then the thumbnail has a picture of her bloated probably and just pushing on her stomach obviously and says fat again. Motherfucker! Cravings are super normal. They are not bad. It is good to give into your cravings occasionally. Obviously you shouldn't just like, that's not good. It again has the implication that cravings make you fat, sugar makes you fat, that whole narrative, which is again seen in her 90 days without sugar challenge. I believe she was doing it for a purpose of digestion issues. In that video she was suggesting people to go 30 days without sugar because once you stop eating sugar you feel so good and you don't even want sugar and everything tastes so sweet to you.
Oh my God. That shit caught me off guard. I did not expect it. I was chilling at home.
In our day and age, no one's gonna ever be able to go without sugar forever because it's seen everywhere. So eventually when you get to the point where you give into a craving, you're gonna binge. You're gonna binge really hard on a lot of sugar. It's gonna fucking suck. So restricting something like that for so long is never good. Restricting something like that in general is not good. Food is supposed to be fun too, so eating sugar shouldn't be so demonized. Occasionally, every once in a while, everything is great in moderation. Get into your sugar cravings in moderation. She was also talking about in the video where she had some chocolate and then she ended up eating the entire box of chocolate, which is a perfect example because when you deprive your body of something for so long, your body doesn't really know how to stop because it doesn't know if it's going to get it again, and it just eats all of it that it can. I remember for me personally, the only time I've ever tried to intensely cut out sugar, I have binged for an entire week in Mexico. Costa Rica, actually. She also has a video titled Drinks to Burn Belly Fat.
Electric chair.
A drink doesn't burn belly fat. A caloric deficit does. She promotes apple cider vinegar as a way to burn belly fat, which the whole apple cider vinegar thing just irks me to no end. There's no scientific evidence that it has anything to do with weight loss. Only maybe a correlation study, but if you guys haven't taken a basic statistics class, correlation doesn't mean jack shit. It just means that two things happen at the same time. So more people are literate, that goes up. Say cancer is up. Oh, reading causes cancer. No, you can't cause something from correlation, so shut the fuck up. Drinking this apple cider vinegar actually does cause more harm than good because there's no actual evidence it causes weight loss because it's a fucking drink. Drinking vinegar like this damages your teeth, enamel, your esophagus, and can cause more acid reflux, which can even lead into esophageal cancer if you damage your esophagus enough through acid reflux, and this contributes to acid reflux. So yeah. And also just like the concept of having to drink a shot of apple cider vinegar or a drink of apple cider vinegar before you eat so you can eat and get skinny is just so fucked. I remember there was a point in time for me when I would drink this every morning and I have never hated myself more. It's just so gross and it burns and it makes you want to throw up.
Bitch.
And you know, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if the only correlation between weight loss and apple cider vinegar is because it makes you literally want to throw up. Decreases your appetite because of nausea. Don't promote that, please. It's not healthy. It's not something you should be promoting to your audience of children, essentially. She also made a video of a jawline exercises to get like a jawline to get rid of cheek fat, which you can't spot target fat. So, shocker, it didn't work. It was just another reminder that, oh, besides, if you forgot, you're supposed to have a good jawline and you can't have an old chin. Even though that's normal, that's natural, and your body has fat on its face because it's not just gonna be a bag of bones. Something that bothered me about this is I literally remember in 8th grade, I was at like cabin with all my friends, and we were looking at the stars and they're like, oh, we should do the jawline exercises so we can get a good jawline. And they just started doing these jawline exercises and I was like, what the fuck? These are 8th graders. Like, we're in 8th grade. And we have already been, like, internalizing this stigma of you need to have this certain face shape. They would go to each other like, do I have a jawline? Do I have a jawline? And if someone didn't have a jawline, you're like, yeah. It's fucked. And then her videos also have the tiny waist, round butt. Stop putting this nag into girls' heads that they have to look a certain way. They have to have a nice juicy ass, a snatched waist, because most people can't achieve that. Grow butt, not leg. Hate to break it to you, but if you're doing squats to grow your legs, you're gonna grow your thighs. So what's wrong with thick thighs? Get snatched during quarantine. And then it's like burn lower belly fat by doing this ab workout. Can't spot target belly fat. The caloric deficit is how you get rid of any type of fat. Honestly, like, it's the 21st century. At what point are we gonna get to when life isn't surrounded by what your waist, what your boobs, what your butt, what any of this stuff looks like? It's so frustrating. I hate it. Moral of this video, as a generation or a society, need to think more about things before just doing them or promoting them with all the platforms that such young people have. Obviously, it's not their fault. None of this stuff is anyone's fault. We don't see an issue with it because of how long it's been pushed into our heads, and then we just internalize it and it's like normal to do all this stuff. I just want to shed a light on why it's problematic and doing a lot of harm. And influencers have a voice, and I think that they just need to be very careful with the messages that they're spreading and think about real implications. I love you, Just remember that you don't have to look a certain way to be valued. I hope you have a good day. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. It helps me out a lot. Subscribe, comment down below, anything you want, and please turn on the post notifications because then you can see a video every time I upload it. Follow me on Instagram at IzzyPurity. Bye. I love you.